So today's project at hand is for me. Got the Mini up here. So I'm actually going to be moving and tearing down some buildings. I want to move that shed. I built that one. It actually turned out pretty good. Built it about 8 years ago and kind of outgrown it. I've already cleaned out under the shelter, but everything was just packed full, not enough room. So what I'm going to do is tear off the lean-tos. I'm going to take the metal off, try to salvage that. The wood, I might be able to save the post. But the siding, I nailed it on there so good, it's not coming off. And going to tear down that old building. That one's falling apart. And then that one's actually on the foundation. That one's in really good shape, but it's just, you not be able to move it. So that one's coming down. Debating on trying to take the metal off the top of it or not. It's kind of aggravating. It's about 95 degrees and the humidity is soup. So it's not pleasant to be out here. So I'm going to try to take the tin off of the roof of this one, and I'm going to attempt to move it. I come up here last night about 8:30 when it cooled off enough and took a lot of the screws out. I left the ends just so the wind wouldn't finish ripping it off if we got a gust of wind. But that shed's in really good shape. I'm going to take it to the back of the farm, use it for storage back there. That's going to be an interesting video, but I'm going to take the metal off, take the Mini, tear down these lean-tos, and then I'm going to attempt to take the skid steer and the tractor and pick this building up and back the trailer under it, haul it to the back of the farm. So that should be interesting. It sounds like it'll work, but I don't know. And then I'm going to replace these 3 buildings with another big building like this one right here. So they're coming in about 3 weeks to start on this building. Same guys that built this one, and I gotta have a pad ready, so I gotta get to it and get making some progress. Well, that took a little bit of time, but I got a whole cup of screws. All the metal is loose now, so all I gotta do is, oh, I thought it was loose. It's probably just stuck down a little bit. Yep, pull it off. I'm gonna get some gloves so I don't slice my hands in half, and go ahead and pull that metal off the roof. So that now the metal's off, so I can save that. I can reuse that for something as long as I frame it back up 2 foot on center. Everything else is trash. Not really too worried about the 1-bys. The siding, I would like to save it, but I use ring shank nails and they all came through, so I folded them over, and I'm not going to deal with breaking all that off. So what I've got to do is I've got that screw to the building, so I might go and try to pull out the screws I can, or I might just run down here with the chainsaw and cut all those off. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I watched a couple how-to videos on YouTube, and I don't know, I feel like I can run this thing good enough where I can just maybe smash those rafters and deal with that later. It's just too hot to do this from outside. I think we need to get in the air conditioning. Well, that didn't take too long. You can tell where I meant to flash it for the past 7 years and never got to it. I started caulking right there and it didn't rot. The other side's flashed and it's good to go, but that water splashing off of the roof onto that rotted out that 2x6. But at least I was able to save my metal. Saved one sheet. Could probably save that, but I'm gonna grab that, lay that on the forks of the tractor, and then put all this wood on top of it. Take it to the burn pile. So that's a pretty good little pile of debris there. I just finished raking up the last little giblets. Got about a third of a bucket of little pieces of wood I scraped up and everything, and I'll rip that off later. But that siding is pretty impressive. It's actually OSB. I saved a piece right here to show you. It's actually OSB with a like a T111 siding veneer on it. and that has been getting wet for like the last 7 years because I never flashed it. And the 2x6 is pretty much rotted out, and the siding is perfectly fine. They say this stuff that's some good stuff, so I've been happy with it. That water sitting there splashing on it for so long. All right, well, this side's done. Time to take the metal off the other side and repeat this process. So now it's time to move the shed, and got the tractor on this side. I was planning on taking the tractor, picking up one side, skid steer on the other side, pick it up in the air, knock the blocks out, and back the trailer under it. Just got one problem now. The tractor won't even budge this side. I figured it would at least pick it up, but it's not. So stirred up all the wasp. Think I might have to put the tractor on the back corner, the mini excavator on this side. Skid steer will pick it up no problem, and pick that side up, and then come over here and pick this side up with both of them, and then back the trailer. I'm afraid that trying to pick it up from each end I don't want to break it in half since there's really no support there. It's just a little flimsy door, so it's braced up real good on the wall section, and I got a big main post right here to pick up under, so I think I still want to try to pick it up from the sides. I'm just going to have to move the tractor over and take the excavator and pick it up, and then get the skid steer, and hopefully all these wasps will come down. Well, let's see how good I can back a trailer. Got the ramps tied up. I'm gonna try to back it right up under it. Hopefully it's high enough. Now we might have to jack it up a little bit more. Skid steer doesn't have a problem, but it's really all the tractor and the MR won't.
if there's a will, there's a way. It's now on the trailer. I can take it to the back of the farm. That thing weighed a lot more than I thought it would. I guess I didn't build it. Not the last. At least it held together though. Alright, we'll make our way back there and get it unloaded. Oh, I hope this thing stays on the trailer. Might need an escort. It's rocking pretty good. I think we got it though. Slow and steady wins the race. If not, we flip over. Well, I made it to the back of the farm. Didn't flip over. Shed's gonna go right here beside the old pole barn. It's got a 4x4 nailed to it. I don't remember doing that, but evidently I did when I was building the shed. So I got to be able to get the skid steer in here and the mini and tractor over here to pick it up. And I want to try to get it over this way as far as I possibly can. We'll see. Alrighty, well I guess I need to try to get backed in here. I probably need to go get the skid steer, wedge it over here to see how far I can get, how close I can actually get to the building. Alright, new plan on the shed is, since we've got to use two machines on one side to pick it up, I'm going to put the skid steer in the back and pick up the back, tractor and mini on the front, pick up the front corner. I'm going to pull it up and back it in there, take the skid steer, pick the back end up, and then put the tractor and the mini on the front, pick it up, hold it, sit it, get the trailer out, and then sit it back down on the ground. That's the plan. Alright, shed is backed into place beside the other pole barn. I'm going to bring the mini up here and put on this corner and pick up, and tractor on that side pick up. Skid steer is already behind it. We had to take the ramps off of the trailer so that I could be able to get up close enough to pick it up with the skid steer and not be on the ramp, so that I could actually drive the trailer out. And then the fun task of putting some blocks under it to level it up. All right, moment of truth. One levitating building. So as you saw, we got the building down. I did tear off the board on the front, but that wasn't really structural, other than it covered the front of the building up. And we got it on 4 blocks on the corners. Went up there and got the rest of the blocks with the backhoe. Now we're going to kind of level this thing up. Really all the strength are on the sides. So we're going to pick up this and try to pick that back up and get it leveled up and put another row of piers in the center, and we got a hand jack if I can't fit the machine in. It's too close to the other building to pick up that side, so we can at least get some blocks under there and get this thing back level. Better than tearing it down though. And there it is. Got it all leveled up. Got some more blocks under it. Got some in the center. Had to take them and push them under there with the skid steer and some blocks of wood to get them up under the center, as it's obviously not enough room to crawl up under there. So that is now supported, and it is one reused shed. There's another one up under there. It's kind of hard to see it. And got this side as well. I got to move all those blocks so that the water doesn't pour over and splash all over it, but old girl held together good enough to reuse as a farm shed back here. I got to finish taking that flashing off and the old shovel holder. Good to go. I'm glad that it worked. I gotta adjust the doors. They didn't shut up there, but they're a little, it actually worked better now. Alrighty, toolbox did fall over though.